Hey, this is Mark from Newsweed.com. I'm here in Maryland at one of their rest areas. I did drive from Synthetic Biologics shareholders meeting, and I have some comments about what I learned, about how I feel about the people, and in general about the investment. I do not give financial advice, and remember, as I always say, it's never as it seems. Okay, so in short, there were 3 people in attendance of the shareholders meeting. Myself, Mr. Shawcross, and an employee. The secretary of the company actually did not come into the shareholders meeting, but she was present. I think that as shareholders, you should all be embarrassed that you don't care enough about your investments to actually attend the shareholders meetings, but that's your business. In the meantime, the general atmosphere that I got from the company was that they really are sincere about trying to move VCN forward. I do apologize to all of you ahead of time that I did not ask questions on 02 and 04, which I should have. But since most of the board members were on the telephone and on video, it was kind of an uncomfortable situation for me to ask too many questions. I did get a little heated with them when I started to talk about what they were doing with the share price and reverse split. Particularly attorney, a woman, I don't know her name, I'm sorry about that. She's a little arrogant, that's number one. But I told her, I said, you reverse split way before you had to. The New York Stock Exchange never gave you a notice. They would have given you a notice at 20 cents, as she pointed out, but they would not delist you until you were 6 cents. And she said that it would have been automatic. Well, let me just tell you something. We would have never got to 6 cents. We're at 10 cents now, basically, prior to reverse split, 10.5 cents. And it was just poor management on their part, but then we kind of got into the discussion of retail investors versus who they're trying to attract now. Clearly, they are trying to attract institutional investors. They don't give two craps about the retail investors. I caught on to this. As a matter of fact, I told Shawcross and his team of merry people there, I said, I own 256,000 shares. You had a trading volume of 22,000 yesterday, and I just saw 35,000 today. If I dumped that market, it would destroy their company. If they thought that was a threat, they should. They should think it's a threat, and that's what I want to talk to you investors about. Number one, you need to communicate with me and with other people, and you need to realize that you have strength. And this is how much strength you have. So I made a big deal out of the preferred shares, the 2 billion preferred shares that are out there. I was told that no matter what, preferred shares have to vote whichever way the majority of common shareholders vote. So in other words, if we vote against an increase of shares, then the preferred shares have to vote with us. Now, this is something I was not aware of. They put it in legal lingo in their press release. But that's even more the reason why, if you're a retail shareholder, you should be communicating with me. Number one, there's not that many people that are willing to put their telephone number out there and speak to you. I mean, you got to be idiots to not communicate when you realize, even if you have one share, you add one share to my shares, that's power. You have 10 shares, 1,000 shares, whatever. I realize that most people are selfish and they think they know everything. But man, I'm telling you right now, when you're in small caps, you got to work together. Let me just go over the notes. As I said, I failed to ask about 02 and 04. All votes passed, and the name change will begin, plus the marketing, in a few weeks. There are no plans to raise capital, according to Shawcross. So the 350 million shares is approved, but he said, to my face, that he will not be raising capital soon. In the end of it all, I did tell Shawcross that I do trust him. And that's from my gut. I mean, I felt that Shawcross was very sincere, and I thought that he understood what I was saying about the devaluing of the shares. So I think he feels it. I really do. But I also think that he kind of showed his cards that they're trying to get institutional investors in, because we got into the discussion of pancreatic cancer. And he says, look, our cohort or our test showed that we increased the life of pancreatic cancer patient by 21 months. Well, 21 months is almost 2 years. He said that they have more data than any other oncolytic company out there, and that he feels as if that's a strong base for the company. So, in my opinion, let's face it, they believe that they have something big. I don't think they're going around just trying to screw people, but they definitely screwed the shareholder that was buying at 28 cents and 40 cents and 50 cents. They definitely screwed us. There's no question about it. And they should be ashamed of themselves. But we still have power. Again, we've given up a lot right now because these preferred shares got their way, because most of you probably didn't vote. Some of you are just kind of like stamping your feet trying to say, I want to double, I want a 10x or whatever, and not paying attention to what the company's doing. If you think I just invested in this company for the hell of it, I didn't. I mean, pancreatic cancer is a big deal, and I want to see it solved. As far as C. diff, I'd like to see that solved too, and I should have asked more questions about that, and I do apologize to all of you. What else do we have? Investor Relations said he does talk to some people, and he gives very detailed answers. I thought that they changed Investor Relations, but no, they haven't. Chris is still the guy. Shawcross begged me, says, listen, Mark, when I threatened to sell my 256,000 shares, he was begging me, says, just give me 2 or 3 weeks. Just give me 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, we'll give him 2 or 3 weeks. I already told you about what the attorney said about the preferred shares. Can only vote with us. Okay, if we have a majority of people voting, they can only vote with us. They can't vote against us. Let's see. I complained vehemently about the reverse split, as I told you. And they're really looking for institutional investors. They did tell me that there's going to be new marketing and better communication. I complained excessively about a lack of plain English communication. Shawcross promised me that within a couple of weeks, when they launch this new site, that they will have plain English and direct communication. That's all I have for you. I'm not selling my shares now unless I get pissed off. I'll sell every one of them. I'll dump them right into the market just to piss off Synthetic Biologics and destroy their chances of screwing us anymore. I'm not going to do that at this point because, there's a lot of money involved. But let me tell you something. I am a very powerful shareholder, and I recognize that right now. And unless Shawcross really shows us that he can do something with this company, there's going to be hell to pay. Thanks. This is Mark from newsweed.com. It's never as it seems. I don't give financial advice. Do whatever you want. But damn it, people working together is power. My number is 215-219-7699. It's not charged now because I had to scramble to get the hell out of Florida, and that's why I don't have that phone charged. And I'm not giving you my main cell phone number. So we'll be in touch within the next week or so. Get your shit together, folks. If you didn't vote, if you're looking at this stock, if they really have something for pancreatic cancer, it's something good. It's Mark from newsweed.com. It's never as it seems. Goodbye.